Hello, how are you? I am Dr. Juanita Woodson. I'm very excited that you're here with me today. We have an amazing podcast host with us by the way of Dr. Lenika Scott.
I'm so happy to be here today. So excited to be with you. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Listen, I am just really excited. Her story is phenomenal. It is going to really be an amazing blessing. So I want to go ahead and introduce you guys to a woman of God who happens to be a multi-millionaire who was not born into wealth. She has a story of starting even at the bottom to get where she is now. And I want her to share and introduce herself and maybe even a little how we met, but I want you guys to listen intently because I believe that there is a wealth release that's going to happen on this podcast today. So it's very special and there's going to be a lot of information that you need to pay attention to. So, hey,
hello,
woman of God, I'm so happy that
I know,
here.
and I do think we do need to share with them how we met. And also, you were one of those individuals who God allowed to prophesy about restoration.
Yes.
You know, because when we met, we were not walking in the restoration, but you were one of the individuals who prophesied, but also was able to see it manifest. Isn't that awesome?
Yes. Listen, I've seen so much. I mean, I don't even want to tell this, so I want her to start to share, but
yeah, so we met around 2005. Y'all on MySpace.
MySpace.
So I was all in her inbox because of the apostolic mantle that rests upon her. And I had some questions about the prophetic that was happening in my life. It was also entrepreneur at the time, a young stay-at-home mom with babies like all around the place, right? And I sent you an email. I remember sending you an email and you was like, okay, something about her, you know, you were really busy during that time, but you felt God. Like I did. We need to connect. Like God was saying, you needed to take some time.
Absolutely.
And I was really honored that she would, you know, take the time out of her busy schedule and then a relationship formed. And then we were like, she had all of these girls.
She had 6 daughters and I have 5 daughters.
So
we had so much
in common. So, and then we would start to talk on the phone and she prophesied to me many a days and would also pray with me. And oh my God, a relationship formed from there. So now we're here on her podcast, right?
God is so good. And so listen, it was just really such a blessing to meet Lenika in the beginning stages, but also as we grew and as we moved forward, even in life and in time and everything, I started to do businesses with her. She started to introduce me to a couple of different businesses and I made a lot of money. So today we're going to talk about the journey. I mean, wow, because people look at you today and they say, oh, she's got it all. She's, you know, she's never been through anything. She's pretty, she's beautiful, she's married, she have her children. She doesn't know about struggle. She doesn't know about hard times or anything like that. Can you share a little bit about your beginning journey?
Well, it wasn't always easy. In fact, one of the quotes that I even named today is we're gonna leave a legacy and not a bill. We're gonna leave an inheritance and not a bill. And that quote was started, or shall I say written, when I was generating only $300 to $500 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's your first thing that I want you to take away from this is you have to see it before you see it. Right. You got to really see it, right? And not only just in your eyes, but really in your heart. Like you got to see that thing before you see it. That we would leave an inheritance and not a bill. We would leave a legacy and not a bill. You get that?
That's amazing.
And so started just very consistent, the baby on my lap, just working every single day, just working my business every single day, but believing that there was a wealthy place for me. And so my husband, we college educated, college degrees, right? All of that, been there, done that. But because of all of the children, I decided to come home. Was in corporate America. I was like, that's it, goodbye, I can't do that anymore. I was earning about $50,000 a year in corporate America. And after 1 year of being off of that job, in 1 month, I was seeing what I was seeing in a year. So I remember our business going to $50,000 in 1 month, right?
Yeah.
So that was 2008.
But let's back up a little bit.
Let's back up a little bit. Okay.
Because there was another factor in play. Because I remember that the Lord told you needed to do something first. While you were at a low place, you guys were at a low place financially. What was that he told you guys to do that is now blessing lots of people? I wish you had brought it with you.
What?
The book.
Okay, right. But so we're gonna get there.
Okay.
We're gonna get there.
Y'all need to hear about this book.
Yeah, so we're gonna get there. So our business doing good. And then the business crashed and we lost everything.
Right.
So that was one of our struggles. Our other struggles that we even had prior to that, bankruptcy, foreclosure, right? And so now we have a successful business that's going, doing really good, and then it crashed and we lost everything. The Lord said, write a book and the level of wealth that I have for you will be released to you. Wow. So that book came in 2013.
So the level of wealth, so God had already shown you, or you had a feeling that you're supposed to have been wealthy.
That's correct.
And whatever he revealed, he said he's going to release it to you by act of obedience.
That's it.
That's the key.
That is.
You're going to have to obey.
Yeah, the Bible said, I just felt some oil on that one.
Woo.
If you are willing and obedient. And if I say I felt some oil, for those of you who are like, what are you talking about? I literally felt a presence of God, touch me. If you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good of the land. But the next verse goes on to say, but if you rebel. Come on. Yeah, it does that. Then you could be devoured with the sword. See, we don't typically hear that verse.
Nobody want to hear that part. They want to hear the eating the good of the land and being blessed and prosper. They don't want to hear that part.
Right. So wrote the book, and not even 2 weeks later, the opportunity that would catapult us to multi-millionaire status came knocking at our door. And we were invited to the table to become a part of the founding team that will help launch an entire country, which was the United States of America, in business, and then it went to expand global. So when we joined this business, it was a $10 million company. And after 15 months, we helped to take that company to $150 million in sales. And so 15 months later, we became multimillionaires, documented millionaires. Yes. And so for 15,
documented.
Yeah, 15.
See, there's a difference.
Yeah, documented.
When you're documented
on the
you have proof.
Look, the taxes, right?
Okay.
So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and of course this year. Since then, we have generated an assets of $1 million or more every single year.
That's amazing. Listen, that is powerful that happened.
And we're also net worth millionaires too. So there's a difference things as also a cash flow millionaire where you're generating liquid cash, but then also you're securing assets where you're building your
which
wealth.
Means they own a lot of houses, y'all. Yes, like free and clear. We ain't talking about with a mortgage or somebody. No, we're talking about 2 of them are mansions. Do you hear me? And they just built their last man. It was huge. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah. So I'm just really, and what I love about how God did you all and what he did for you all is it remained. You know, the scripture that talks about your wealth will remain, like he will bless you, and that the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. So year after year after he sustained you. Yes, he has. You know how some people get a little blessing and the next thing you know it's gone. Yeah. You can't say that was God. Oh yeah. But we know that God did this. Yeah, he did. And so I'm just really excited about that. Yeah, he did. Yes, because it makes it rich. All right. So we have, now what was I would want to ask, the defining moment when you knew, like, oh my God, this is it. This is really it. Was there a defining moment, even after you obeyed, even after all that? Because sometimes we can obey and feel like, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know, you know, and you don't want to miss the boat for anything like that. So the question is, was there any hurdles that try to stop you? Let's ask that way. What was the warfare that people have to go through to get to the promise? Because I know the enemy didn't let y'all just slide.
Oh no, not at all. So it was the year the business that we had been running prior to this business, it crashed, and we ended up on food stamps.
Wow.
And so I had an encounter with the Lord. It's about 2:00 in the morning. When I turned over, I heard the word self-sabotage.
Wow.
Because that's something I typically don't say. The way that God speaks to me is words that when I don't typically say, and I'll hear them and I said, okay, what does that mean?
Right.
I had never heard a coach, mentor, nobody really talk about it. And so I did like anybody would do, Google, and then I started to see all of these behaviors, you know, oh my God, the imposter syndrome, you know, not thinking that you're worthy.
Come through now.
Why
you
me?
Talking to,
Why me? Becoming bitter in the storm, but not better. Not asking the questions like, why am I going through this? Not getting mad. And the Lord began
bitter instead of getting better.
Yep.
That's a bar.
The Lord began to like shake me, kind of like a literally defining moment. It was like a day of reckoning. Like, girl, if you don't get yourself together. And then he began to show me, because it was 9 of us living in one household. We were taking care of my niece at the time and no food. And I'm like, I gotta get on food stamps. We had just built another incredible business. Greg now not working. He walked away from his job. And now we're having to move. Things started being snatched and stolen from us. So this was before the multimillionaires, because now he's like, I gotta see, can I really trust you guys with this? So will you still serve me? Whether you ain't got the money or whether you got the money.
I heard about that house.
Yep.
It was beautiful. And it had a lot of upgrades. I remember the story. And y'all was at a millionaire status.
Yep. Yeah.
And you mean to tell me that y'all lost it?
And we lost it.
All the way back to food stamps.
And even as I think about that, it is still so raw.
Wow.
Because I remember even when, you know, there was the home was about to, you know, be sold for somebody else. I remember just scrubbing it clean for the next family. Because it was like, God was like, you know, even in my lowest state, if you could still have integrity. And he saw that. That's
a word for somebody. Speak to somebody right now that they need to have integrity. Somebody is thinking, that
God is watching everything. How you integrity is what you do when nobody is looking. I remember we got our kids off to school that day, and it was me, Greg, and then the baby at the time, Jordan. And she was in. I never forgave her when she had a pink outfit, and even my baby that day, she looked really dirty, like, because we just was cleaning, and I don't think that she had even had a bath, like, you know, like, because we were trying to get the house prepared, you know, to make sure that when they came to appraise it, it'd be nice and neat. And I remember my husband and I, we said, we're gonna share this one day.
So when you could have beat the walls in,
we could have just been,
and you could have tore the bathrooms up, you could have put cement in the toilet.
Because you know that's what they do.
That's what they do.
Yeah,
I've seen that before.
Yeah,
but instead of doing that for something that you wanted
clean,
for your,
God said, clean this property. Clean it out.
I feel a release.
I'm telling you, he said,
right
clean. Now. I rarely share this story.
And be integral, y'all. Even in the going through phase, even when you lost it all and you thought that was it, be integral and just go through.
And we went through, and the Lord said that day, he said, get it together. He said, what I am developing is a story in you, because I've got to see that if I can bring this family out that have hit rock bottom financially, then I can do it for somebody else. And he said, this really is not about you, daughter. It's not about it is about the people that I'm calling to instill hope into. So I need you to go through this. And when I tell you, I got myself together. And I began to say, God, I know that there's a wealth mountain on my life, but I would worship you and I would serve you no matter how it comes and what you're going to do. And things begin to start to turn around, and he began to start to restore us. And then comes the business.
Amen.
That's the business came, and my daughter had a dream right when we joined the business that $1.7 million was in our account.
Oh my goodness. So that was the defining moment.
That was another
you knew.
defining moment.
It was another defining moment.
Because
Yes.
when she had this dream, I want you all to understand this was about 8 weeks after we had joined the business. Because so there was no manifestation, no tangible manifestation right now. She had a dream that 1.7 million hit our account. And I said, yeah, we're gonna be blessed. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know that blessed. I didn't know we would be that blessed. But I knew that.
Oh, it was a lot. It was really, really blessed. Okay.
And so 15 months after that, 15 months after that, 1.7 million was there, or about, within 2 years. Yeah.
It pays. It pays to trust God. It pays to believe in him. It pays. Wow. So now you have the money, the money is coming in and it's pouring. How are people looking at you? Did people change? People around you? How was your friend? What was that? Because people need to understand we're in a season where wealth is being released.
You're right.
They need to understand what's going on.
So they're going to have to prepare. So basically, you're going to
everybody happy.
You're going to have to prepare your hearts.
Yeah.
You're going to have to prepare your hearts. And a lot of time, because I was like, Lord, I know I'm changing in terms of growth, personal growth. Right. As you develop personally, you're going to change, right? But I still love people. I treat people, even better, right? But why do I feel this resistance? Because a lot of times people don't want to grow.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's very uncomfortable. Yeah. And so you can feel that. So you're going to have to prepare your heart too.
And then they have fears of, failure and all those things.
And then sometimes people just see you how you were.
Right.
And they don't want to accept thing that they keep taking you. They keep trying to take you back.
So some of them just have to walk away. And some of them God just have to cut off.
That's it.
Because they just can't go and they can't handle that.
And every level, and what I've learned too, I want you to write this down, every level of elevation requires another level of separation. Okay.
That's good.
It does. So it's separating from different people, different things, habits.
Yeah. Wow, that's really good. So even in the midst of separation and in the midst of enjoying, everything that the Lord has done, it's just amazing to know that you have to prepare yourself ahead of time to know that there are some people that won't be able to go with you. So for those of you that are trying to hold on to people and you're going to take them when you make it, and they was at the bottom, started at the bottom, and now y'all going to be here, some of them not going to be there.
Yeah.
Because some of them is not going to have the heart to sustain and to be able to even exist on that level.
That's
because you got to have a certain kind of mindset and spirit.
Yeah. Because even when the wealth is also released, if people are not ready, they'll splurge and spend it all. We talked about that even yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, it's time for me to get another bag. Now, I'm not saying what any other millionaires should be doing with their income.
Right.
I can just speak for myself. But what I was telling Dr. Juanita yesterday over dinner, I said, I may treat myself to 2 bags, 2 nice bags a year, right? Even when we first,
she's very laid back.
Even
the type of money that they have,
I'm like, I can get one every week,
every kind of car that she wants, every kind of everything. And I have actually learned from you
to be frugal, because it's not about how much you make, but it's how much you keep and you're wise with it. Let me say that again. It's not about how much you make, but how much you keep and you're wise with it.
Yes. And then the Lord will give you more.
Yeah, that's right.
Because if you're faithful over
few, he'll make you ruler over much. And so even when we got into our home, I remember someone was saying, Lenika, let me see this right here. Let me see this bag. So this is a bag that I actually got from Natalie, the late and great Natalie Cole.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
it's Natalie Cole.
Yeah, the late and great. I got some other stuff from her.
Beautiful.
Right, authentic makeup bag. She hadn't even, I don't even think she'd used it. But oh my God, what was I about to say? I was about to say that when you're looking at the different things that you can get, a lot of times people want to spend for you, just because they want. I remember someone looking at me like, you need to get this, you need to be doing this. And I'm like, no, we got some goals here.
Okay.
Until we get into this house, right? This is our first home.
I
that we
remember
paid
this.
For,
I
right?
remember this.
Because we got goals. My husband was like, we're gonna have $1 million in the bank first before we get the home. And people were looking at me, they were judging me like, why you ain't getting no new shoes and no new bags? And I'm like,
so that's a whole new level of peer pressure up there with wealthy people, huh?
It is.
Oh
I'm thinking, no,
God.
because we have goals. We got the house first, then we bought my mom, who she has transitioned. We got her car.
You hear that? She bought her mom a house, y'all.
Yep, and got her car.
God can do it for you.
Got her car. And then we started getting the bags.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But not to say people can't do that, but you got to know what you want for your family. What's your family's vision?
Right.
And don't be trying to impose your vision on me.
On somebody else.
Right. But then also you got to be clear what you want, because if we weren't clear, we could have easily said, all right, let's go do this. And it would have took away with the vision that we had already set for ourselves.
But look at how God even fixed it and set it up. The first house you lost, and it hurt so bad that you was gonna pay for your next house.
Yeah,
in cash first.
Yeah,
forget a bag.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
can always get a darn bag.
That's right.
No, we're gonna get the house.
That's right.
That the devil thought he took, but he really didn't.
Yeah,
we're gonna secure the house because now God have taught us.
That's
right.
That's right.
That
that's good.
There's a value to that. You probably would. I mean, maybe you wouldn't have valued it as much, and you would have probably got as high of a house. You know, as a.
And we could have even, we could have gotten more that during that time. I remember too, I never forget the realtor, once we had slit the check, you know, paid for that home cash. He went and he came and shook our hands and he said, you guys are good stewards. Congratulations.
Listen, they prophesied. That was God letting you know that you made it. You did it. And now here is your blessing. And so sometimes we got to go through the fire because God knows there's something in us. He got to burn it out.
He got to burn it
because he got a big old mansion, 2 or 3 mansions over there for you. He's got a lot of wealth, but he got to burn out some stuff.
That's right.
Before you can receive it and treat it right.
That's right.
And there are so many athletes. Okay. There are so many celebrities and actresses who blow all their money, have no idea of a sense of value, even for a property, that they get mortgages and they do all these leases and everything, and they put all this money into those things, and then it was gone. They come get that house, they come get the houses, the cars, everything, and they flat on their behind. But look how God is a good father. He's a good father. He made sure that you was ready
he did
for this season. That's just amazing.
It's
so many lessons
in this. A lot of tests we had to go through, you know. The heart test, maybe make sure your heart's right. You know, you're still gonna treat people good, love them, you know, all of that. You gotta go through pride test. You just gotta go through various amounts of tests.
But you know what I noticed about you, and I love about you? You didn't change. People changed around you.
They did.
And I've seen wealthy people change.
Look, let me tell you something. I know we doing this interview and y'all, okay, it's on podcast. But this sister right here, there was many a days where I would really pray. Call to her and cry just about some people. She had to pray for me. I'm talking about pray for me, because my heart was in so much pain on many a days.
But she never changed. And that's what I love. You were ready in so many ways. That is why it's the 1%ers. Most millionaires are prepared ahead of time, and they go through and don't quit. Some people would have quit at the food stamp level.
And I write about that too. I write about that. I'm glad that you said that, because that's one of the things that I write about in a book called Supernatural Wealth. That is my next book. Looking out for that.
I'm definitely getting it.
Supernatural Wealth Transfer. But one of the things that I say is I kept going.
That's the
when
key.
Other people quit. And even as I look back to so many people that I started out with, in terms of
that fell
when
off.
we had babies, we was on the phone, let's strategize, let's see how this thing gonna work. I kept going. When the cares of life, the pressures and all the circumstances, the hard blows, the trials, just those
chatter
crushing
of
moments.
the
Yes,
enemy,
this character
haters,
assassination, those that will betray you and stab
that
you in the back.
Good too.
Those
Some
that
of
you thought had your back, they stabbing you back. All of that, you know, just the things that I've had to endure, even in my body. Just I kept on going, kept on going.
So you was almost like a Job for a moment at one point. Because she was sick.
Yeah.
You know, and there was just so many pressures pushing her. And the enemy was like, I bet I could get her to bed.
Yeah.
And God said, not her. No, not that. And you pressed and you made it. And I'm just like, Lenika is just, this is amazing because God did this thing. I saw it with my own two eyes. Listen, now I done made a lot of money being connected to her, okay? Because she is a businesswoman and the mantle she carries of wealth is transferable.
It unlocks for those that tap in though.
Yes, for those that are willing to receive it, tap in.
Yeah.
Then you will be able to receive.
Yeah, because the wealth mantle fell
at her house.
You want to tell me about that?
Listen, you all.
Because they also got to understand too that the anointing that you respect.
Come on.
It's transferable.
You can't hate on somebody. The Bible said, don't even talk about the rich.
No.
Because a little bird will come back and will reveal it. So the spirit, there's in the spirit realm, there is like a keeping record.
Oh, that's good.
Of those who honor the wealthy.
Yeah. That's what, but
and the Bible said, if you don't have no money, if you're poor or you're not in a position to make world change or do something, be quiet.
Yeah, that's it.
You're not even allowed to talk on matters that are important to people.
That's right. It does. And one thing I would say too, because we're talking about honoring the anointing, I've always have honored the anointing that rests on her.
She did.
There's such and every time, and just about every time you would pray, you wouldn't be like, girl, I need a seed. Then I'd be like, no, let me send you something.
Oh yeah, she does.
Because that's, you see what I'm saying, it's an exchange.
She
even when
always
she's not,
was like that.
Yeah, I honor
even with the first mansion, I can't wait to get to the second one.
Yeah.
She treat me like
and then I was like, I said, oh my gosh, I said, pray for my babies. Prophesy for to this.
She put me to work.
What you see? Because that anointing though, but that's that is so important.
But listen to this.
And I think that's how we miss things.
I grew in finances and wealth, being connected to you, and you grew in the prophetic of the change.
Yes, being connected to her.
Being connected and honoring the anointings of both of our lives. We grew in both of those areas.
We have.
Ministry and the prophetic.
That's right. That's right.
And then now she has made millionaires that I'm on the way of making people millionaires.
Yeah.
But she has literally made you. How many people have become millionaires?
So under our leadership,
under the leadership,
we've had 5. But and then in our organization.
Come on.
But and see now I'm being humble.
Yes, she is. I can tell she's like hesitating.
And our total organization, at least 40.
Oh my God.
Yes, that have generated over 1 million.
See?
Yeah, and we paved the way.
Listen, God, you all better receive, because there is an anointing going out on this podcast. I know that this is a podcast about wealth, business, credit, finances, financial literacy, but this is all what it is. This is God's way of getting wealth. It is the only way.
Wow.
And so we are just really wanting you to understand the importance of pressing through.
Yes.
And then there were individuals, it was times in which we were both tried. We were tried in different areas and in different ways. And so you have to press through everything and trust God and honor the people who you know that you've always honored, but who you know that God is with. And you know that the oil is on. You honor them, you're going to get blessed.
That's good.
Whether they rich or not. And she got rich before me. Now, I got some money, but this interview ain't about me today. It's about her today. However, we treated each other the same, but I noticed she didn't change. Yeah. And I love that. I thank you for that.
Thank you.
I want you to know, no, for real. I thank you that you didn't change on me. And I thank you that I could still come to you and you will still listen, you will still answer the phone, and that you wouldn't be one of those standoff people because maybe they want my money or maybe you never treated me like that. And it was people like that though.
You know, now that I think you're right.
But I never.
You're right. I just
was trying to
get. People will do that.
They listen. Yeah. But at the same time, God knew what he was doing. So what's next? What's next?
So we are visiting more real estate, of course.
Yes.
You know, God has anointed us in this
Yes.
area. Real estate is not where we have made our wealth, but it's where we
Right.
have secured some things in terms of
Yes.
our assets, right?
Yeah.
But now in this season, we are looking to branch out so that we can even make them dollars work for us even more, right?
Right.
We are
Right.
also looking into getting a franchise.
Oh, that's going to be amazing.
And we're also helping our daughters establish business. So
their
we're really
daughters
excited.
have businesses
Yeah,
that
yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah.
You have
So we have 2 businesses right now. Our firstborn,
Yes.
who is in culinary, our third child, who has launched her all natural line,
you're so
skincare.
beautiful
Oh my God,
too. I
y'all, she got
love the
products going in. And we
packaging
just
is
launched
beautiful.
recently, shipping. It was just everywhere, boxes everywhere. It was just so fun to do, to see.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, she made in a day what a lot of people generate in a month.
Oh my goodness.
So we're, so that mantle is coming. It's
generational
passed
wealth.
down.
You are
And then we're
making-
launching a third business. In fact, in a couple of weeks, it's a t-shirt business called the Grateful Line.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Grateful Line.
I wish
That's
I would have
amazing.
brought a t-shirt for you. I already have
Yes.
the
Yes.
shirts,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Well, next time, because I know you're going to
Yeah.
be back. Next time, you have to bring your books,
I will.
your t-shirts, and whatever else
Yeah.
that you want everyone to know about. But I am just really excited about that, and your children, and just the fact that you are doing exactly what God told us to do.
Yeah, and even
The
today,
promise of God.
Why did we find out that our oldest daughter has hired one of the younger girls?
Oh my God!
So they're
cute.
setting.
It's
So she's setting her up on
keeping it in the
payroll.
family.
Isn't that not
That is
awesome?
amazing.
Oh my God. That is awesome.
That's awesome.
We have 4 of our children that are on payroll, and one of them took their payroll earnings, their weekly payroll earnings, and have started a business.
That's what's up.
Awesome.
That's amazing. I'm very happy to hear that. So children need to be introduced to entrepreneurship. That's important.
It's very important.
They need to be introduced early because we don't know the direction that everything is going to happen. Everything in the world today.
Come on, sis.
So much craziness, so much sickness, and then so many people were laid off, right? During this past situation that we went through.
Yes.
Just think about that. You didn't have to worry about that. I didn't have to worry. God provided.
And then even in the midst of a pandemic, we got blessed more. We generated like the year of the pandemic. We made the most.
I made the most of my money during the pandemic. Do you hear me? The 2 years of the pandemic, I made the most money of my entire life, and
we the same.
It was amazing.
Yeah, we were just writing checks for scholarship funds. It was just crazy.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So I'm just really happy that you came with us today. So what kind of final words would you want to leave with them today? Like, what do you feel in your spirit prophetically that you need to speak and release?
I'd say your vision is very important. Habakkuk even talks about that. Write the vision and make it plain. Right. Though it tarry, wait for it, for it will surely come to pass. I know I didn't say it the exact way, kind of paraphrasing the word of God right now, but it is so important because your vision, and what does that mean? What God has placed on the inside of you, deep down on the inside of you, the thing that keeps you up at night when you're tossing and turning, you get up in the morning, like, God, this is what I need to be doing. I know it's something there. I know it's a harvest there. I know it's fruit there. There's something for me that you want to write it down, look at it, speak over it, and even speak the word over it. One of the things, Dr. Juanita, that Greg and I, one of the parts of our vision was even debt freedom. Debt freedom. So we own millions on real estate, debt free. Right.
And that's something that you had written out.
Yeah, we did.
And you had it.
And it was something that we talked about. Right. We talked about it. So even when we didn't see anything, even when we were leasing, I want you all to hear this. When we were renting from another owner, we were talking about debt freedom and getting out of debt. That was one of our huge visions. So that's what I feel is very, very, very strongly right now. A lot of times we're just not writing them down. And so we're allowing those things to die, but they can't. We are in a season prophetically where God is opening up so much. So much have been lost.
Yes.
I feel him on this one.
Oh,
So much has been lost, taken, snatched, and stolen from
my
you,
God.
from
Wow.
your mom, your father, your grandmom, your granddad, you know, people
Yes.
in your bloodline. But it is time to recover.
Yes.
But the recovery is coming by way of entrepreneurship.
Yes, it is.
You do know that, right? Recovery, it is coming by business.
Yes.
And so get that vision and
Mhm.
just give it all that you got.
Yes.
Stay humble in
Mhm.
it and just do right by it. You know, we talked about the tithe.
Yeah.
Give God what is his when it comes.
Mhm.
And from the janitor to the
Mhm.
CEO, you treat people with
Yes.
love, care, and also respect.
And I
So I
like what
believe
you
that
said. Oh, one point you
me.
said that really stuck out to me was that they had to continue to trust God, but the entrepreneurship was the way. So you mean we can't just pray and think it's gonna fall out the sky?
No, you gotta take action.
I mean,
Faith
we can't
without
just
works-
claim it and name it.
Faith without works is dead.
I mean, but can we just like fast and pray and then just it mysteriously just?
No, you have to work.
Wow.
Yeah, he said, "I'll show you my faith by my works."
Wow. So you have to be working on a vision.
That's it.
You have to have an idea.
Mhm.
You have to have a plan, and then you have to put it in action.
Yep.
Motion, action. And then now God can bless that.
Movement. Yeah.
Right? He can bless that.
That's right.
But he just not going. So thank you so much for being on with us tonight. I'm just so excited to have you. I'm very happy that you came and agreed to speak with us and meet with us. And I do believe that there are many individuals out there that are very excited about what is to come in their lives.
Yes.
And so if you have businesses that you need to get together and put in order, and you want to make your dream and your vision come to reality, hit me up. I am a business coach. I am a financial literacy coach, and I can help you to build your business and get everything set up so you can stop praying for it to fall, and then you can just start seeing it falling, and you can see where the money is going and put that faith in action.
Just it. You got to put it in action.
All righty. So until next time, thank you so much for stopping by my podcast, Dr. Juanita Woodson. See you. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye. Let's do the last.